Hi guys, what is up? It's Ed here from eBusiness Boss, and today I'm coming to you with a video about merch by Amazon, and mainly Merch Informer. So about 2 years ago, we opened up a merch account, probably like a lot of people, like the mad rush for the merch account. Get your spade, get your sieve for the gold, and make your way through it. But obviously, probably as a lot of you who are watching realise it's not as simple as that. So fast forward 2 years, we're tier 2000. We've made about $3,000 in royalties. We've got about 1,500 products live. And yeah, I mean, mainly for the past 2 years, I wouldn't say we've been able to give it 100% attention. Probably from watching some of the previous videos, you've realised we're into fulfillment by Amazon. We do a lot of affiliate marketing as well. So there's been times where I've had to step away from merch. And at the beginning of this year, probably like a lot of people do, me, Nick and Sam, we sat down to strategize, to decide in what direction the business was going. And I realised you watch a lot of people, especially on YouTube, or you watch a lot of people on the Facebook groups. Merch is huge. Not even just merch, print on demand. You've got merch by Amazon, KDP, TeePublic, Etsy, and people are making some really, really good money from it. So I said to the guys, I said, how about this year, part of my strategy and part of my vision for this year is to really double down on merch by Amazon, really get decent quality designs up, really well researched keywords, and basically just try and smash it and make some good money by selling quality products. So I spoke to Nick and I said, how about we sort of document the journey? So like I said, we've had a merch account for a couple of years, probably like a lot of people. The first year, there was really not much going on. The second year, we sort of dipped in and out. Like I said, we've been able to get to tier 2000 and we've made nearly $3,000 from it. But I really think this year, by giving it constant attention week in, week out, we could really sort of push the account on, start to tier up. And I thought it'd be quite cool to document it because we're probably at the middle point. You've got some people that are just joining now and they'll be tier 10, tier 25. You've got some people in like tier 20,000, tier 40,000 that we're nowhere near. But we're kind of at a middle point where we know what we're doing, but there's so much more we could learn. And like with most things, like you guys probably realise, like we definitely realise, the more mud you throw at the wall, the more it's likely to stick. And the more you get into things and the more you research and the more you learn and the more you watch and the more you read, usually once you take action, turns into more money. So today, what I'm going to show you how we find scalable, saleable product ideas. So I don't want to say profitable product ideas because, as you know, if you know anything about merch, you could sell your product for $13.99 if it's a standard t-shirt and make, I think, something like 72 cents. Or you can sell it for $19.99 and make nearly $5. But I am going to show you how we've got to the point where we're sort of at tier 2000. Like I said, we've made about $3,000, and the research method we use for finding sort of sub-niche ideas. A lot of people will say now on merch, there's a million coffee t-shirts, there's a million unicorn t-shirts. So what you want to do, you want to dig deeper into the niches, you want to dig deeper into the sports niches and find sub-niches within those categories that you can exploit. You can find good products, you can then either get them replicated or make them yourself, and you can find good quality keywords that's going to make you those sales. So guys, let's dive into that now and have a look at Merch Informer in a bit more detail.
Hi guys, so as I mentioned in the intro, today we are going to look at how we find product ideas or qualified niche ideas for products that we think might sell well on merch. Quick apology, I've got a slight cold, so if I sound nasally, that's the reason. So as I mentioned in the intro, we've been selling on Merch by Amazon for about 2 years, seriously for about probably only 6 months. The past year, 2019, we gave it a lot of attention, but especially to the back end of the year. And as I mentioned in the intro, this year we're really going to push it and look to find ways to optimize the account. We're tier 2000. We've made about $3,000 in royalties, so we're sort of like the middleman. We're not these guys that are doing amazingly well on 20,000, 30,000 tier, and we're not at the beginning where we're maybe on tier 10 or tier 25. We're probably at a place where a lot of people are. So as I mentioned in the intro, I spoke to Nick and said, let's document it. And I actually remember the reason I got the inspiration for wanting to document the year as a whole for merch. And it was reading the blog on Merch Informer. Probably a lot of you might have seen it if you're signed up to Merch Informer, and it is the 100k business in 1 year. And I hadn't seen the previous one that Neil and the team had done, but from the intro from this one, is that they gained quite a lot of success and traction from actually analysing what they were doing as they were doing it, and tweaking the account and finding ways to optimize the account basically and make as much as they could from it. And I thought, well, what better way to go about it than maybe following how Neil and the team step by step improve this account and what they work on. So basically, we're sort of going to be running our videos in line with this blog to see if we can learn anything from them. This is the first update that they did, and quite frankly, I think it's brilliant. A lot of the questions that I've never even thought about asking myself to do with merch. If you run your merch account as a proper business, you're going to make proper money. So that's the aim this year. But we're just going to document everything, the highs and the lows. If it's stale, it's stale. If it's great, it's great. We're just going to show everything, and we're going to show the ways that we learn how to search for ideas and like I said, qualify niches. As I mentioned, we're tier 2000. Again, just to show you our account, as you can see, we've currently got 1,500 products live out of 2,000. And yeah, again, I'm not showing you mad numbers here. This isn't 50 sales a day, 60 sales a day. I mean, it inspires me when I see stuff like that, but I also feel slightly disheartened. But this is our account. This is real. We've made 39 sales this month. We made 82 the last month. As you can see down here, we've made just over 1,100 or nearly 1,200 all-time sales, nearly $3,000 the past 7 days, 11 sales, and just over $10. But what I'm finding from our account in a really positive way, we've had niches that have blown up, and then people, like everyone does, they've jumped onto them, and then the niche has disappeared because there's just too many people in there. It's flooded, and you see it all over the Facebook groups. People are saying, okay, that niche is now gone because everyone's jumped in, and there's people selling designs on a standard t-shirt for $13 and there's no money to be made. So what we're finding now, we're going in on the sub niches of niches to find products that people might have not found yet, or product ideas that people might have not found yet, or there's a very small pool of sellers selling those sorts of designs. So I feel more confident now, technically making lesser sales, because I know that the way that we're doing things, we're actually seeing solid results where we're selling maybe a design once or twice or 3 or 4 times a month, but we're doing it over multiple niches and multiple designs. So today, after now that I've just shown you sort of the methodology we're going to try and follow for the past 12 months, and to give you proof, social proof as well, that we are tier 2000. This is the money that we've made. We're not trying to say we're a guru. We're just following our steps as we go. We're documenting it, and then you guys can either follow it, or you can say, no, it's not going to work for me. I'm going to try something else. But it might be interesting to watch the sort of highs and lows of the journey across the year. So as I mentioned in the intro, we're just going to show you guys how we use Merch Informer to qualify ideas. So first off, if we're going to Amazon, so as you'll see, we're on Amazon.com. You can tell by my accent, I'm from England. But obviously, as we know, you've got an Amazon.com market, an Amazon UK market, and an Amazon.de market when it comes to merch. So we definitely don't speak German. We speak English. So our focus is obviously on .com and on the UK. But one thing we have found is that actually the search results, as you would expect for the UK and for the US, are completely different. So for us, obviously the biggest marketplace and the majority of where we get our sales is the US. So as you'll see here, a little hack, if you want to call it that, we actually change our delivery slot to New York. So just use the New York postcode 10001, and actually you get returned results that are completely different to the UK. So on our usual browser, we'll get certain results that you would buy if you're UK based. And obviously in the US, you're going to get results if you're US based. So as you can see, we've got a couple of extensions running here which show you BSR rank and estimated sales a month and so on and so forth. Obviously, if any of you guys are au fait with merch, you're going to see a lot of these designs that you would have seen before, and some of the numbers they're doing are frankly, well, they're fantastic. They're mad. I mean, if we were doing these numbers, we'd be absolutely buzzing. So guys, as I mentioned, we're looking for the ideas within the ideas. We're looking for the sub niche within the niche. There's no point now basically just going for the obvious answers. Like I mentioned earlier, with sport, if you're looking for football or if you're looking for ice hockey or baseball, it's saturated. The niche is saturated, so you need to look within the niche. As you can see in the search bar, I've typed in science joke shirt. There's a lot of jokes actually within science, a lot of funny designs that I've seen that can be made up from the periodic table all the way to sort of funny pun sayings. And I've realised science as a whole, the niche, probably quite saturated if you're just looking for science shirts. But it's, like I said, looking within the niche. There's a lot of guys that I know, guys that are into maths, guys that are into science, that are funny guys. And they make jokes about what they're into. That are then sort of inside jokes. So I thought to myself, let's look at science joke shirts as a good example for finding sort of sub niches within niches. So as you can see, we've searched science joke shirt. Not a bad results come back, 2,000 shirts. Of course, these won't all just be Merch by Amazon shirts. There'll be everything that's selling on Amazon. But at least it's not 5,000, 10,000. It's a decent number, something that we could definitely work with. So if we just take a scroll through here, some funny ones. What do you call an acid with an attitude? Amino acid. ATGC. I wear this shirt periodically. I only use sarcasm periodically. I mean, these are funny shirts that people will want to buy because they're ranking up at the top on Amazon. You've got some good sort of review levels here, 358, fantastic, 86, 69. So if we hop into Merch Informer, and as we can see that people are obviously wanting to search for that, there's a decent amount of t-shirts being sold in that niche as well. And we type in science joke shirt. So as you can see, we're in Merch Informer. We've used the product search tab and we've typed in the keyword science joke shirt. And as we scroll through here, you can see again, it's returned us lots of results, which is fantastic. That's the main thing. We've got lots of results and you can see a lot of them. See, we've got the one here that we found, amino acid, that was ranking quite well on Amazon. So it's good results here. Now we're going to look at what we look for. So as I said earlier in the video, you're going to find t-shirts that are at the top of Amazon that are selling almost hundreds a day. Their rank is insane. For t-shirts, like you're in the top 100, top 1,000, you are selling a lot of designs. And of course, if you guys want to go ahead and try and do that, that's absolutely fine. But we found mimicking the top designing shirts doesn't work because they're already top selling shirts for a reason. They're selling. So what we want to do, like I said, we're not going for the niche, we're going for the sub niche, we're going in the back door. We're going to try and find designs that are selling and people want them, but they're niche. Like they're not something that just the everyday person off the street's going to buy. We've looked for science joke shirts, people that are into science and have a sense of humour. We're crossroading there, aren't we? We've got humour, we've got a love of science. We're going in on that sub niche, and we're going to try and find products that people would buy. We're going to try and find designs that, when I say mimic, we're not literally going to just take their design and copy it. We're going to take their design. We're going to look at the elements that are good. We're going to remove the elements that are bad, and we're going to make a design ourselves. Do not copy. We don't copy. It's pointless. You're not giving anything new to the market. You're just saturating it. So that is really important. And also, you then come into copyright and trademark issues if you're literally copying. And I'm not a designer, but I still have an imagination. So you need to, get a bit imaginative with it. Come up with new ways. Maybe go through the periodic table and find funny sort of different elements that you can make words up of and stuff like that. But as we can see here, you've got this sarcasm, primary elements of humour. The rank here is 73,000. They're estimated Merch Informer that they're selling 35 units a month. We've got the square root of 169. Well, for anyone that knows, I didn't. It means it's your 13th birthday. Selling 12 a month. The rotation of the Earth really makes my day. 12 sales a month. Rush, 12 sales a month. Think like a proton. Be positive. 9 sales a month. And all of these, avoid negativity, and then obviously the equation for avoiding negativity, 7 sales a month. And these all have BSRs of the hundreds of thousands. And this is what we're looking for. We're looking for designs. And as you can see, people have realized, okay, this square root thing works. So someone's done it for the 13th birthday. These may be the same companies that, or the same people that are designing the same shirts. But if they're not, people are saying, okay, cool. How can I make it for someone's 12th birthday? How can I make it for someone's 16th birthday? It's an idea within an idea. So someone's come up with the idea primarily. And then over time, people have gone, that works. I'm going to take my own spin and put my own spin on it. So, for example, these designs sell. And even these designs down here, where it says they're estimated to make 1 sale a month, I've found, and you guys may have found as well, if something's ranking here at about 365,000 BSR, it's making more than 1 sale a month. We've had t-shirts that have sat around that level and they're making 5, 6, 7 sales a month. But again, if your portfolio is spread widely and you're putting up a lot of these designs, even if they are selling 1 a month, I'd rather have 50, 100, 200 designs that are selling 1 a month than relying potentially on one design that might be selling that number. Because if that one design drops off, all those numbers go. Whereas if you've got multiple designs that are selling 1 or 2 a month, and they're all selling very well, and you've got a good process in place, which we are going to be working towards together this year, then you're going to be making some good money, and it's going to be solid. So if a design does fall off, it's not the end of the world. You replace it with another design, but you've got your other 50, 60, 70 designs that are selling well. So our method now, what we would do, we'd start from the top, and I won't go through the whole process of how we do this because it will be boring and it's very repetitive. But what we would start to do, we'd start to highlight the ones that we want to favorite in our favorites folder on Merch Informer. So as you can see, save to favorites, science jokes folder that I've already created. And as you can see here on the left, you've got the favorites tab. We'll be going through how you basically set up a favorites folder on another video. So we're going to select science jokes and submit. Now that design, it keeps a sort of a red haloed heart. That design has now been added to the favorites folder. We're going to scroll down. We like the look of this design again. We're going to favorite it to the folder. So you catch the drift. What we do, any designs that we like, and any designs basically, what we do, we go for BSRs of under 1 million. So like I said, we're not trying to find designs that are ranked 100, 200. We're trying to find designs that are probably from maybe 100,000 up to 1 million. We don't tend to look for anything over 1 million just because otherwise you could be there all day. I'm sure there's plenty of t-shirts that have a BSR of over 1 million that might have had a better BSR a few days previously. But obviously we're working in the here and now, so we're looking for designs between 100,000 to 1 million. And you'll tend to potentially, if it's a good sub niche, you'll potentially find maybe 15 or 20 designs. If we go over to our favorites folder, like I said, you'll favorite all of them. It's a bit of a laborious task, so to sit there and do it for you will be pretty boring, but you'll get the gist. So as you can see, we've added these two products to the favorites folder. And then what we would do, because we're not designers, we would now take these designs that we've got and we would download the products list, which will create a CSV file, as you can see here in the bottom left-hand corner. And this is a great tool, especially when you're working with designers. So as you can see, the CSV file has opened, and what we've got here, we've got the title, we've got the link to the Amazon page, we've got the image URL, which is literally just an image of the t-shirt itself or the design, the ASIN, the price, and the features and description and so on and so forth. So what we would tend to do, we literally would delete the title and the link. We would delete the ASIN price and all the other bits and pieces. So we're literally just left with the image URL. And like I said, once we've found a sub niche, what we're going to do, we're going to maybe have 10, 15, 20 designs here. We tend to send, it might sound small, only 4 a week to our designer. It works for us. Like I've mentioned before, we've got lots of other projects on the go. So sort of getting 4 designs off to our designer who makes them for us in sort of the t-shirt scale for PNG and also the hoodie scale, which we will then upload to Merch, TeePublic, KDP. We will take that design, we will send it to our designer, and we give them very strict instructions. So we say, here's the example that we'd like to mimic. Do not copy under any circumstances. Please send us back the design, and we'll decide whether we think it's good enough. And if it is good enough, we'll go ahead and work with this. But the best thing about this tool is a lot can get lost in translation. Even if you're speaking the same language as your designer, most designers are very visual. That's why they're good at their job. So if you can send them a picture of something that is selling well and say, let's make this better, what you're then doing is you're uploading product that is quality, that people are going to want to buy, and people are then going to want to buy more of, because obviously it's ranking well, which means you're going to get more sales if you do everything else right. So the keyword research and optimizing the listing basically. So guys, that's all for this video. I just wanted to show you guys how we use Merch Informer for the product search, and obviously then how we add it into favorites, and just a quick example of how we download the products list and what we actually send to the designer to get them started. So hopefully you enjoyed that first video. Like I said, it's not the only video that we're going to do. We're going to be doing videos, potentially we are going to be doing at least 1 a month, potentially 2 a month, documenting our journey, showing you what works for us, showing you how we sort of source our keywords, how we get our listings up and live, and like I said, going with the flow and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work, and more importantly, showing you what doesn't work. And like I said, if you've got any questions, please just leave a comment below. If you've got any video suggestions, please leave a comment below. If you want to check out Merch Informer, we can get you 20% off with a code EBOS20. It's an affiliate link, so we will be making a commission from it if you do decide to do it. We want to be open about that. We genuinely use this tool, and it genuinely is very, very helpful. So yeah, guys, if you've got any questions, please leave a comment below, like and subscribe. And yeah, catch you later. Bye.